It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Café is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Café studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Café and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Café. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Okay, you got it.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Afternoon Drive. Is that what it's called?
Afternoon lunchtime is what it's called. What a day.
It's called Afternoon Prison Time is what it's called. I can't believe what's going on social media today.
I got to tell you, it's only going to get worse.
This is just ridiculous.
I truly think it's the climate that we're in and the politics and everyone owning everything, and there's this underlying sense of anxiety and stuff is all I can tell you. I don't know, a lot of stuff.
Well, you know, there are companies that sell themes and music. Even NBC, ABC, and CBS, they use it because I seen Envato on television.
Yep.
And these companies offer music that accompany the video. So you can buy both pieces unless you want to create it yourself, right? And let's say that you buy the music in the UK because they think that by selling it in another country, you're never going to run into one another.
But I guess people don't sit and listen to this stuff. There's
It's a
actually,
machine.
exactly.
So the machine takes the music and notifies you that I'm using it. So they shut down the video portion.
On you.
On me. Now, I bought the music to use here in the country. And I can show it to you, right? So they put the dispute in on social media and said until you respond in 30 days, that thing is down. And they don't care.
Of course they don't care because it doesn't affect them.
But it's not
But here's what
correct.
But this is what people like to do. It's like when you sue people.
You can sue anybody.
You can sue anybody you want. And what have you done? You've now thrown it out to people to say, now I'm uncomfortable. Now they get uncomfortable and they get agitated and they're like huffing and puffing. And you have put it out there. It doesn't matter to you because you put it out there.
That's right. It doesn't matter. Anybody can get sued. It makes no difference. And now
And
I
that's
got to
what
be
happens.
careful what I do.
You got to be careful what you do.
I can't just. And there are pages that I own.
But they're coming down on all
And they
stuff.
don't let me put stuff on pages that I own. Forget about the music thing. I'm talking about video.
It's not even just our shows. These are other pages that you produce at night on
For other
WWNN.
people.
Yep.
So I have to have other people actually sign in and be able to share it out backwards.
Well, we learned that from the Florida Love Show that we do on Fridays. And it is not because we got nothing better to do when we do these things. It's because this is what's happening in the world. It's just a workaround.
Well, the object of the game here is that I'm protecting him because if I get slammed like I was, I just got out of jail and I'm back in jail.
That's unbelievable.
Well, I got 3 strikes against something that I had nothing to do with. And they're blaming me, so now everything I did in those 3 strikes is taken off the air until the other side is notified.
So.
And I seen the proof that we can use the material. I just don't get it.
But that's what it is. It is innocent until proven guilty, but in Facebook land,
No,
it's guilty and proven innocent.
Until proven innocent. We are UK law. That's the country in the UK.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that really true on their laws? It's backwards?
Yeah, that's why we left there. We emancipated proclamations. No, we left there. No, we left there from the UK. because we didn't think that was the way to go.
So we are still in Studio A because we are in an intimate crowd today. We've got Slick and Val and animators in his office. Teddy's on vacation. Chenzo is working. So we thought, let's keep it a little bit intimate. And we're already in here, so we've been working. Val and I have been working in one studio. New Fuego 2.0 show came out today.
That was pretty powerful stuff.
With Elena Rodriguez.
I didn't know she was going to say that. Me and Slick like she didn't. She just didn't. But she came out. She said some words that as a Latino, I always thought about it and I was afraid to say.
Like what?
Like sometimes we are embarrassed to speak. Sometimes we are embarrassed to be Latino.
Is that true?
Very true.
Val's shaking her head. Yes, grab a mic. Why?
My father didn't speak any English, and he was embarrassed to talk because he didn't speak English.
Really?
So you could be burning the house down, and he'd tell you you're going to burn the house down. He wouldn't because he was afraid to talk. We don't know where we fit in. Remember I was telling you, and I was talking to Slick about Black Lives Matter and all that, and I think about me as a Latino. Where do I fit in? I got to be either with or without, with the cause or against the cause. I don't fit in anywhere. Where do I fit in? I look Italian. Soy Latino. My parents are born in Puerto Rico. What do I do?
You don't even look Italian with your blue eyes.
But that doesn't help me. It hurts me.
Because you don't look Latino. You don't look Italian. You do not.
Freddie's kids look Latino.
But Freddie looks more Latino than you.
So
and Valerie. Yeah.
So
but Gio does not.
When Freddie was growing up in high school, they called him a name. And I got very offended by it. I was on the football team. And I said, why do they call you that? They said, because they said I'm Latino and I'm dark skinned. And I blew a fit. So Mark, which was the head coach, he says, Coach, you ain't got to worry about this. I got this. He says, everybody give me 5 miles before we start practice. And the next time you open your mouth, it'll be 10 miles. And Freddie, sit here with us. And Freddie said, I can't do that, Coach. He says, why? He says, because we're a team. And he ran with them. But it goes to show you, man, where do we belong? And what she came out with today, I was like, what? I could not believe some of that. You got to check it out. Fuego 2.0. Dawn still has her version up. Mine's just taken down.
With Elena Rodriguez. She's an incredible woman in Indiana. She said 9%, there are only 9% of Latinos that do not speak Spanish. And she is in that 9%. I'm shocked that it's only 9%.
Now, there is Spanish, and then the rest is Spanglish. You know, cógelo con take it easy. That's Spanglish. My Spanish is not too sexy. Mi Spanish no es muy sexy. That's Spanglish. Parking. When you park, estacionamiento is the right word. Everybody says parking because in New York and all over the country, we don't know the word for parking in Spanish.
I have to tell you, and this was something, and I want to thank you because when we started Fuego 2.0, me as American woman, I don't speak Spanish. I may
But you
understand it a little bit.
No, you understand more than a little bit, but go ahead.
That I really wanted to bring that side of it forward. And you were pretty headstrong in saying, no, I want it to be Spanish, Spanish, Spanish. And as things have evolved, we're back, we're trying it another way to be inclusive because everything we do through Ant Media Productions should be inclusive, not uninclusive. And this now becomes more inclusive that whether you speak Spanish, you don't speak Spanish, a little bit of English. Some days will be in Spanish, some days will be in English. Some days we may have a combination of a little bit of both because they may understand a little, like Friday. You may get a little bit of both on Friday.
Well, it's funny because one of the producers in studio looked at you and said, that doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
He's Latino. And it is the reason that I want to do it is because it doesn't make any sense.
Correct.
But it does.
Exactly.
And I'm glad that we had her on. And Vanessa did a fantastic job yesterday. We saw the numbers, me and Slick, and we were like, wow, Vanessa really, really, really brought it on yesterday. And we threw her in there, and she came late. She only did 20 minutes of the show instead of 30, and boom, boom, boom. But it was effective among the Latino community. What we did today was we switched gears. And we told our Latinos brothers and sisters, you are still Latino. Like my son was watching today. And he is in this category.
And he doesn't look Latino whatsoever, Gio.
I'm talking about Freddie.
Freddie does. Gio does
Gio
not.
has the same problems I'm going to have. He doesn't speak Spanish. He understands it. He doesn't speak it. So what happens to my grandson?
And Joey doesn't look Hispanic either. Now, Freddie's boys do because they look a lot like Valerie.
But Valerie pushes Spanish. They communicate in Spanish. They talk to them in Spanish. And when I see him, I'm going to start talking in Spanish. And you got to understand, I understand Linda doesn't speak Spanish. Sarah doesn't. His father doesn't. But I got to. This is the argument I had with Michelle.
Yes.
And she won. And I failed. And
What do you mean she won? 'Cause
she
didn't want the boys to speak Spanish?
She says, don't worry about it. I wanted because she didn't speak the Spanish.
Oh, she didn't.
Very little. I mean, it was like my sister. Now, when I lived in Puerto Rico, my sister came over. She said, I don't understand a word you're saying because I talk real fast. I think in Spanish. That has sort of rubbed away, but because I had that upbringing, it's still a little bit with me. It's the same thing that I tell Slick, and do you speak Creole? Right? Or in Haitian Nation, you speak Creole. And what begins to happen is as you get further along down the line, you lose that. So it's not about insulting anybody.
No.
It's not about talking in Spanish because I don't want you to know what I'm talking about. It has to do, la cultura, it has to do with our culture.
Yes.
It has to do with our music. It has to do, my Latino brothers and sisters, what you don't understand is the power you have is that if all of us decided to vote for one man, either man, let's say we all came together and says every Latino is going to vote for this one man, you alone will elect the president of the United States, and we don't understand that.
I love the concept, and there's history, and you talked this morning about when we get older and how our mindsets change. And we had Grandma Panur, we had Connie Anukai on yesterday, and her legacy is this book that she's written to her kids. Now, imagine she's 72. Her husband she's divorced, Japanese. Now, you think about that generation.
Different culture, too.
Different cultures, right? And where that is. But she has to bring that forward for her children and her grandchildren, because if not, it gets lost. And history, what do you always tell me? History is soon to be repeated if we do not learn from it, right?
That's right.
Her grandparents were supposed to be, this is an amazing story, we're going to be on the Titanic, and her grandmother had morning sickness and did not get on that boat.
Lucky her.
But think about that. I mean, talk about something, a God wink, a whisper. There was a reason that they didn't get on the boat, that her mother was born, that she was born, and to continue this legacy and sharing that story.
It is, and that's an amazing story. My father was in the Army Reserve for the Korean conflict, and he was supposed to fly out of Puerto Rico, and my mother went to City Hall because her uncle was the mayor of Humacao, and they battled back and forth, and my father missed the plane, and the plane was shot down.
Wow.
And ever since then, my father went to church for a month, and the priest told him, that's because you have an angel watching over you. And we always saw that in my father. There was something different about him, but he had to live with that. 12 men died, yeah? And 12 men, why was I picked? Not that I was saved, why was I picked not to get on that plane? There's so many, my last name is Santori. I can't believe I'm even bringing this up. With a Y, not with an I. And if you're watching in the country, I know I got family in Texas, California, Washington, all over the country. If your last name is with an I and not a Y, there are two sides to my family. The I have family and the Y has a story. Each one has a story. And it's not pretty on the other side. And I'm going to leave it there. But I didn't know this until recently. I'm 58. I didn't learn this till I was 57. When I went to bury my mother is when I found out what the deal is with my last name. And there's an ugly side and there's the other side. And that's why the two brothers that were Santori split.
How many generations ago?
Many, many. That's why certain people were born in Puerto Rico and the rest of the family is born in Italy. And there are two different split divisions. And it was the ones in Puerto Rico that started the slave trade.
I have to tell you, it's so interesting when you actually stop and you look at your family tree and genetics and where you come from. We were talking to Aaron yesterday, his girlfriend. She is Cuban, American, Chinese. So her grandmother is half Chinese, half Cuban, because however her family ended up from China into Cuba. So Ashley is Cuban, Chinese. She was born in Miami. So when you look at families and you look at where we are politically, and this is non-political, but not many people were actually born in America, raised in America, many, many generations. We all come from someplace else. Doesn't that mean that we should truly be accepting of everybody else?
That's the point of the day. Why is it that we have to go down the rabbit hole and separate unity? Why is it that we can't just be brothers or sisters in arms? Why is it that we can't get along? When we are the greatest country on the face of the earth, and we got a virus. And I'm not talking about this other crazy thing. I'm talking about we have a virus. We don't know how to get along. Now, teammates get along on a team because they have a goal. But don't we all have a goal in life? To live the best life you possibly can? I understand the have and the have-nots. Trust me. Been there, done that, and I know what it is to get out of a hole. Trust me, I know. And I know how much it hurts not to be able to feed your family, not to be able to take yourself, not to be able to dream your dreams. I get it.
But here's the thing, Freddie. I don't think people realize that you really get it. You're not just saying you get
I walked it. I lived it.
But that's what people don't realize is, and not that this is not, you may say it or not, but you have lived this story. You know what it feels like. You've done it, been there, raised kids with it. This is not just because you look and go, oh, I'm empathetic to the cause. You're actually sympathetic to the cause. You know what that feels like.
I, too, carry scars. What was it she said today about the tattoos? Scar tattoos of pain? Yeah. And she brought up a lot of things that me growing up as a Latino kid in Jewish and Italian and Greek neighborhoods, I moved with my parents 17 times before the age of 12. 17 times to get away from the elements. We ran away from the Ghetto Brothers. We ran away from the Black Spades. We ran away from gangs. All that stuff. My mother kept doing and doing and doing. But she's just touching a lot of different nerves personally for me. Watch the show, Fuego 2.0. I mean, I don't want to harp on that, but
I want to ask you that because this is a different concept than you had 3 years ago when we had this concept.
That's the greatness about getting older.
How do you like it, though, compared to, and it's funny, when we start a show, you always say to the new host, where we sit today and the conversations we have will not be where we have them tonight, tomorrow, in a month, or next year. Well, now we're 3 years out. How do you feel about the change in concept?
Well, yesterday, Vanessa talked about women viewed in a Latino community. How a man loves the angel in the streets, but wants the devil in the house. You know what I'm saying? And she talks about the truth. Well, that's who she is. That's her
But the
point.
funny thing is, I understand that.
He finds that funny. But I understand why she is having a hard time among female community members as opposed to male, because she's talking to the males and she's talking at the females. No female wants to be called a bad word. Get it? Got it? But it doesn't mean that she ain't speaking truth. You see, sometimes truth hurts. And you can't hold on to truth because it's hurting you, right? So she came out strong and powerful. Her numbers were fantastic. That's one deal. Then you gave me the English version to all our English Spanish-speaking community, and that's a different version. The first 2 days, I've been blown away. I don't know what to say.
And Friday, we've got a little bit from across the country. We've got Elena and we've got Jesse.
Yeah, 4.
3 or 4, yeah, from around the United States.
And Dawn Vasquez is going to be on tomorrow. I don't even know what she's going to talk about.
English or Spanish?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a wild card.
Well, she's interesting because I can communicate with her in English. You can communicate with her in Spanish. So there's the flip side. Vanessa, for she and I to communicate makes it difficult.
She's a Spanish, but
she doesn't speak. She does, and I don't speak Spanish. So
no. You gotta understand, Vanessa. After the show, I'll explain to you the she does, and then you have Ingrid, who speaks both.
Yes.
Except that Ingrid has gotten busy, like everybody else. But
it's season. This is what happens in Florida.
I get it, but it's a good show. It has a different twist to it. Never said it was going to be simple. I know that a lot of people that we work with before are still watching it. But anyway, I want to say hello to new mom. She's watching. And
yes.
It isn't us. It is you that is fantastic. Admit, in spirit, body, soul, and mind, you're always with us. Kid is great, on the ball, always helping out. Gotta love this kid. I don't know where the hell he came from. Steve-O, that's where he came.
He came from Steve-O, and you were back in Studio A, which is pretty cool because, and I said to Val, sometimes we too have to stop, reflect, and regroup. And Val sat here and did some work today, did a show, put the mic back up, put the mic back down, did some show. I did some work. You were in the other studio.
I ran 2 boards.
Sometimes you actually ran 3 boards. You did Val, 2020, and Fuego, while Val and I were sitting here doing some other things. So how do you?
I'm going to tell you what I did.
How's it feel?
I took away everything from the Spanish board, including the cams. Added up the new board because you had the lady on virtual. Added in the social media bubble, which around here they don't use. All of that. before 11:30. Got it done.
But there's a reason, because we're a little quiet in here today, which is nice.
That's what me and Stuck were talking about. There's not that mass confusion.
Sometimes it's not, and I said the same thing to Val. Sometimes one day a week, it's nice to sit back and say, you know what, let's regroup. Let's open up the doors. Let's bring in some fresh air. As you see, my hair is a little humid, but it's nice to, I keep saying breathe. And it's been open for a couple hours, and I'm feeling better and better as it goes on.
The thing is, heat don't bother me. It won't bother you. It's hot over there.
It's hot over there. That's why we're in here. So it's cool in here. And
I close the doors to the Studio B because it's hot out there.
But we can only do it when there's not other people in the studio. So we're taking advantage of it today while our guest is virtual. And I think she's on the line, Deepal Shah. She's not. All right, so Deepal, I see you watching us, so hopefully we're going to get you on a code. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to see if we can find her on the line. Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Let us know how your week is going. It's Tuesday. Wow, thankful Tuesday. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
AskDearAbby.com. Dear Abby is a life coaching company that was founded by Abby Awotasu. At Dear Abby, we believe in empowering single women to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self-love. We know that in order for you to find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace yourself, flaws and all. Contact us today at AskDearAbby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at Ask Dear Abby on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned into.
Your systems are offline.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself, give yourself the chance to be heard, and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting Café to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That's funny. And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. USPS just came. And I have to thank Cheryl Bialo, who sent me a care package to help with my headaches. People have been amazing trying to help me out here, so I'm excited. Freddie, you're just going to have to partake in the scents that she sent. I think she sent me some peppermint.
She sent you. What is that?
Peppermint. Smell. doTERRA. Supposed to help alleviate headaches. Let's see what else we got in the mail.
That sounded like a way from the ocean.
So thank you, Cheryl Bialo, for that. No, I don't want to bring anyone on the camera right now, but thank you very much for playing Facebook. Oh,
Are we good?
I don't know what this is.
What are
Try
you
that
doing?
one. What's that aroma smell like to you?
It's delicious. What is that?
I don't know.
I lost my.
Oh, wait, there's names on it. One is peppermint, and this one is no name. This one came out of this hole, so.
I lost my right nostril.
Oh, deep blue, I think this is. I think this is deep blue to put on,
I think I'm allergic.
to help smell it and rub on lower back for exercising and things of that nature, as you call it.
Okay.
I got to ask you a question before we get to our guests. You know that saying you have things of that nature? Where did you learn things of that nature?
Things of that nature? When do I say that?
All the time.
Do I? I don't say things of that nature.
All the time.
I say a lot of
We're
things.
going to hashtag every time you hear Freddie say, and things of that nature, one. Ding.
But the funny
We're
thing-
gonna, ding.
But there's a lot of things you say. Hard pass.
Basically.
Don't. Come, I use them all the time. Now, I said to her, you have to learn people's body English. She never heard of body English.
That's how I know if she likes me or not.
End of the day, in the end only, kindness matters.
It says weirdness.
In the end only, kindness matters. Thank you, Cheryl Bialo. Yes, in the end, that is all that matters is kindness, and some good health is all I can tell you. So do we have our guest on the line?
Yes.
We've got Deepal Shah joining us, a wellness and mindfulness expert. And we've been talking to her, and she's got so much information. She says the only way to live life is to live consciously. So let's bring Deepal over. She's a wellness and mindfulness expert and creative of Ananda for Life. I don't know what Ananda is, but we're going to find out what that is. So welcome, Deepal.
Hello, welcome. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. You could hear me, right?
We hear you. You're doing great.
Okay, awesome.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I hear you.
You hear, you're going to hear in your head already.
They didn't get that.
I do. And Deepal gets it, but we're going to go a different approach first. And then we can go into why you
I ain't
hear
not
her
saying
in your
nothing.
head.
Not saying nothing.
Deepal, you're already in his head is all I can tell you.
I know, I got it. I completely got it when he said it. I said, oh, yep, I'm there.
And the funny thing is, we talked about it this morning. Freddie never knows who we're going to have on set, so I got bubbles flying around here, or feathers. It's not as if he's prepared or he knows about you, what you do, and you and I purposely had the conversation of where we're going to start this, and that was not it. But welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Very nice.
Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm Deepal, and I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for a very, very long time, over 12 years. And I got tired of working in the corporate world and decided I was just going to stay home with my children because they were very young at the time. And I was also dealing with a lot of health issues myself. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take this time, take care of myself. And I did. I started to create better eating habits. And I started to do more yoga, meditation. And I actually started seeing an energy healer because I was trying to understand why conventional medicine wasn't helping me. And so I said, there's got to be another outlet. There's got to be another way to heal the body. Right? There's something a lot deeper within each and every one of us that we're all trying to access. And so when I started to do energy healing, getting energy healing sessions, I started to see my body changing, especially with the yoga and meditation, just everything coming together. And I loved it so much that I decided to learn energy healing modalities myself. And I got so intrigued by it that I just started to learn more and more and more. And I said, you know what? I want to do this to help my family. And I've helped my daughter, my cousins, my nieces, my parents, I mean everybody, from making trips to the doctor's office.
Wow.
So it's been such a beautiful journey. And now I've started to help people all around the world connecting with their bodies and their minds and helping them release whatever blockages, those underlying root diseases that are holding them back from really healing. So I created my company, Ananda for Life, and Ananda means divine bliss. So you're basically entering into the divine bliss for life when you come work with me. And I started to understand as I was going through my own healing that conventional medicine, it doesn't always have the answers, but it does have answers. I don't deny that at all, because I was the one who was pushing pills all my life, right? And so I learned that if we can also integrate other forms of healing within our body to help accelerate the healing process for whatever you're looking for, whether it is your headache that you're trying to resolve. It's all about bringing in those natural healing processes. So I just love connecting with people all around the world. And recently, we created a platform for all people to join. It's a free platform just like this, and it's live on Facebook. It's once a month where singers and meditators and spiritual activists come together from all around the world and support each other once a month. So that's what I'm up to, and a little bit about my background.
And where are you located?
I'm in North Carolina.
Wow. This platform's amazing. We can talk to everyone, all different places. Where in North Carolina are you?
I'm in around Charlotte, Lake Norman area.
One of our artists, she's there on vacationing for the past 4 months, and she should be back this week. I don't know where she is. I think she's in the mountains someplace, Amy.
Oh, probably Asheville, maybe?
Maybe. So she'll be back later in the month. But we also talked about energy vampires. I mean, right now, if people got through COVID, hopefully healthy and in one piece, and they're coming on the other side physically, emotionally, there's just this heaviness, and there's fear, and there's anxiety, and there's panic, and there's aches and pains that we suddenly have, and we don't know why we have them. Medicine, and I am the perfect example. I've had a headache now for way too many weeks. Medicine's not working. Things aren't working. We're clearing out the place. We've opened up the doors, trying to figure out what is going on. And I'm just one person. And I know we talked about this. There's the energy vampires. There's this anxiety. What are you finding in practice?
Well, I agree that more and more people are feeling exhausted. They're tired. They're anxious. They're overwhelmed. And even in the medical field, you can see that the rates of anti-anxiety medication, if you look in the pharmaceutical industry, that prescription is going higher and higher, because what is happening in the world right now is impacting each and every person. And whether it's consciously or subconsciously, we have these two parts of us that tend to fight against each other sometimes. And so our relationships matter a lot to us, and we thrive on our relationships with our friends, our classmates, our teachers, bosses, colleagues, spouses, relatives, children. And some people make you feel great, and then there's others, and you may or may not realize that. But what I've experienced myself in the past, and what I see my clients, which are kids as well as adults, experiencing right now, is a level of exhaustion that they've never felt before. And it's happening because energy is leaking. It's leaking much more now than it ever has before. Because, and let me just explain just a little bit what I mean by energy leaking. It's almost like you are this pipe. Okay, just imagine you're a pipe, And if there's a nick in the pipe, it's going to leak. Okay. And if it leaks, it's not going to be able to flow properly. But that's how your body is. Your body is made up of energy. And when there's a leak in your system, which you cannot see, but you will feel it. And so that's when your energy is getting drained. That's when there's no flow, right? And so we all have certain amounts of energy within our body. And when it gets depleted, you're going to feel fatigue and tired and anxious and depressed and moody, and you are going to have those aches and pains. So all of those things you're going to feel that you've never even felt before, in the past. But this is not something that you've done. It's actually something that's someone else is doing to you for the first time. I'm going to say that. And you don't realize it because it's really something you don't think about, that somebody else is maybe draining my energy. Maybe they pierced a hole in my energy. But these people are called energy vampires, and there are these people are not people that you disagree with or you dislike. It's people that are actually draining and zapping your energy. And it's interesting that even if we're aware of it, that someone is depleting you, you still continue to hang out with them. That's the interesting part. And I remember one of my friends who was so self-centered. I'll never forget this. And she could have a conversation all by herself. I could just be sitting there on the phone and she could just talk the whole half hour. And I must have gotten like 2 sentences in, but she would tell me all of her issues and then that's it. That was the end of the conversation. I never got to say, oh yeah, I'm doing great too.
Well,
Have you ever had anybody like that?
I want to ask you a question. When you were in the pharmaceutical business, did you decide one day to leave that to do this?
I didn't. I had no idea what I was going to do. I really didn't. And that was exhausting in itself because there was so much. There's a lot of energy vampires in the corporate world. And, I think that's where I feel like my diseases and discomforts in my body set in because it's the stress, right?
Yes.
And people put that stress on you sometimes, your bosses.
They really
And it's hard. And I can only imagine right now with the children who are feeling the stress being at home and even the parents that are at home, working from home because we've never done this before. I mean, for me, it's been perfectly fine because I've always been home. But people are getting very exhausted and it's not a fun way to feel because they're feeling overwhelmed and they don't know what to do. There's more responsibility for even the moms at home, right? You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're cleaning, and God only knows what else. Even though
is there help?
Is there help? Yes, there is. There's lots of help out there. There's ways to know and recognize some of the signs that you have been attacked by an energy vampire. I mean, that's the very first thing, right?
What we're going to do is I want to go to commercial break because I think a lot of people now sit and they feel, I just want to go back to sleep. My lab work is normal. No one can find anything wrong with me, but I feel yucky. I feel crappy. I've got this ache and this pain, and that leads to the next one. And then I can't even say that it's one energy vampire that people feel. There's a lot. It's the media. It's the news. We're Mercury retrograde. It's business. It's children. I mean, you name it, we're at a whole nother level. And then people have been home for 7 months. And then there's the fear of going back. I mean, there's so many levels, but you have hope and you have help. So I want to go to commercial break. And when we come back, I want to hear some of your tips on how you can help people and give them hope and what you can do to help the energy. So give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. DePaul's going to be joining us, and she's going to give us some strategies for helping with energy clearing and dealing with those energy vampires. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned into.
Your systems are offline.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carbon Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or CarbonCareLaser.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
It's funny, right?
You are just hilarious.
But when you get a package, you open up the letter, do you open up the package, do you read the cards?
Yes.
What do you open first?
The card.
You do?
Yeah.
I open the card last. I like, I want to
See,
get
if
into
I
the
ever
good
sent you a
stuff.
package, I never send you a card so you could look for it. Look for the card that we're right now.
Absolutely. So these are directions on how to use the doTERRA oils.
I see you got a whole thing going on.
Actually, I've gotten it down to 2 items is what I've
after
done.
we clean the table, you're messing it up again. You notice that I don't have anything in front of me?
I do. I like it a lot.
I don't.
I've got it
I
all
wanna
in front
know
of
where
me.
it is. I know it's over there somewhere.
We cleaned everything up on Friday. Actually, it's all over there.
Yeah, it's a mess over there now. Listen, this portion of the show is brought to you by Cafe After Hours, Friday night, 7 o'clock. Check us out on WNNN.
95.3 FM, 96.9, 103.9, and 1470 AM.
Check it out. We're going to be filming that again on Friday. Slickers has a fan club following him now.
Do you?
I know. I was surprised that this one person came out. It wasn't this one person, but it was a lot of people. But this one, I wasn't expecting him to say, "Oh my gosh, I heard you 7 o'clock on WNN." I'm like, stay tuned. It's the second episode, but thank you for that.
He says, "What are you talking about?"
I didn't even know.
It's funny. You and I have been on NN for 3 years as the cafe show, at least 3 years, which is interesting because we've changed our time and we're actually doing a real show. We're not just putting in a tape, and people are listening.
That's what I tell you. And our podcast, you can get us on Spotify. You can get us on 11 other places. It's doing really, really well. I want to thank Pierre for doing an outstanding job with that. I didn't think it was ever possible. Who the hell wants to hear what we have to say?
A lot.
I'm guessing some part of Palm Beach because they went out to Wellington. That's where he was.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
96.9 goes up north.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing I can honestly say about us is you and I are authentically who we are. We are this way here, minus a few little curse words which we don't do on air. But outside of
Yes,
that,
Dawn has a problem with curse words all the time.
we're pretty much authentic. And I mean, people know I've had a headache forever. They're sending me things to help me, which is really nice. So thank you for that. But let's talk to Deepa. Deepa. Deepa?
Depot?
Deepa. I don't know whether it's a hard A or not. So we're going to bring her back over, Dipal Shaw, and talk to her about energy vampires and how we can get out of this fatigue mindset that we're feeling and this draininess.
But I got
and
a
have some more
different
energy.
question.
All right.
I got a different perspective.
All right, let's bring her over.
She's right here.
Pronounce your first name.
It's Deeple, just
Deeple.
like people.
Like people. Okay. People.
We knew
People
I
with
knew
the
you were
D.
pronouncing it wrong too. That was a given.
Deeple. Like people.
Depot. But the funny thing is, I wanted to ask, a lot of people right now are running all over the place. And a lot of people have changes of a calling. You know, your life changes, you have a calling, you have a mission, something happens. And then there's those people that nothing happens, you just want to change your life to make it better. My question is, the change that we are looking for, is it all in us since birth? We just ain't been listening. What is it we used to say? I can hear the singer, what's his name? But I hear the music.
Yeah, you can hear. I hear Jimi Hendrix music, but clearly you hear what Jimmy's actually saying in his music.
I mean, we have to be able to hear the music of what it is that we do. So vampires, witches, and goblins, all of this stuff, that's part of life. Business. You are one of the most prestigious businesses in the world. I mean, you guys run the world in the pharmaceutical industry. And the bottom line here, you chose to leave that behind to do something else. So my question is the change installed in us waiting to come out?
It definitely is. And that's a great question because, you know, a lot of people that I talk to are looking for their purpose. They're looking for a change. They don't know what it is. And that's why you find so many people leaving their jobs and finding something new. And sometimes something falls into their lap, as if this fell into my lap because I was looking for something more natural. And it's like when you manifest something, when you put it out there in the universe, it comes to you because your vibration is there, your heart is there. And so think about it, all the times where you put yourself out there. And, you know, we all have a guidance. Sometimes we use our guidance and sometimes we don't. And that's what I teach people to do, is to use their guidance and their intuition a lot, make it a lot stronger.
And what are some things that people can do? You used energy clearing for better health. What are some techniques?
Some of the techniques that people could do to clear their own energy is, one of the things that I find to be so common is people sharing their energies and they don't know it. They take on other people's energies. So like, let's say you have this headache and now, oh my gosh, I'm starting to get a headache and I don't know why. It's because we have this thread of energy that we have created and we're sharing it. You're sharing your pain with me. So thank you for that.
Sorry.
So one of the things that you can do, and this I recommend to everybody, is to cut the cords. This is the most important thing, so you don't feel somebody else's aches and pains. And to cut the cords, all you have to do is put your hand up in the air just like this above your head. Go ahead, try it.
Does it matter if it's right or left?
It doesn't matter. And just go all the way down to as far as you can go, and then just slide it out. So basically, if you know about the chakras,
Yes.
okay, you're going all the way down to the first chakra. So you're going from the first, like the seventh one, which is here, and you're going all the way down. So basically, you're aligning an energy system. And that will help cut all the threads and everybody else's energies. I used to feel this all the time. I would walk into the mall and I'm like, oh my God. By the time you get out of a mall, sometimes you're exhausted. You're
Yes.
like, it wasn't It's actually from, yeah, I know, I see that reaction. It's not from the shopping and spending a lot of money.
It's
It's
true.
actually from taking on other people's energy. So all you do is just, cut, cut, cut. That's it.
So let me get this right. The problem you're having is you're taking too much energy. You're too susceptible. You're
Um,
too. What is the word?
That's why I don't go to the mall, as a matter of fact, because I can do plenty of shopping damage online. So it's not the
exactly.
financial side of it. I'm going on Prime Day like everybody else when the show's over, but I can't walk into a place with that many people. Disney World also.
You know,
Can't do those
Yep.
things.
but I'm the complete opposite. I love that feeling.
You do though.
I do. You've seen me.
I go like I can't.
We went
breathe.
to a place and there was this woman, a boss, was screaming at her employees. Remember this? And everybody's running away from her. And I said to Dawn, I want to bring these people on the show. And she says, okay, the worker? No, the one that's screaming.
Yes.
It doesn't bother me. Listen, do I hear it? Yes. Am I going to tell them, here, take me? No. And then nobody takes me.
But you're different. You and I are different.
Yeah, I know that. But you walk around with headaches. I have to live with
I
the
think
headaches.
So Deepal's going to help me clear this
Well-
of this.
It's interesting. Yes, you're just going to cut, cut, cut. That's it. And I want everybody to try that because
Shining
let me
right
tell
now.
you that some people are very sensitive. And so, Dawn, you're more sensitive. Okay. And so you feel things more. You take on other people's energies more or their responsibilities or their burdens, and you do it unknowingly,
Oh, no, she
right?
knowingly does it. Knowingly. She goes,
Some
"Ah!"
people do.
I said, what's the matter? Oh, no. She has an earring that keeps hitting her here, right? And she has a mark there. So this morning she's freaking out. What is going on? What is happening? It's your earring, Dawn.
I looked at someone yesterday and I got so sick to my stomach and I went, oh, come on, really? And I knew it was this interaction of energy, but I don't know how not to take it in. And then once I
Yep.
take it in, I don't know how to get rid of it. So then I was sick the rest of the night with a headache and sick to my stomach. It was just a bad thing.
Now you know. Cut the cords.
But there's got to be more to what you do than this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in practice.
No, I do a lot. Tap into their emotions. I think it's really important when we connect to the outside world, and even when we're by ourselves, to connect with our emotions because 90% of our emotions create
I
our
feel her on
distance
this, yes.
in the body.
See, Slick
So-
feels you on this point. He's sitting here. He's agreeing every other word that you're saying.
Yeah.
Now he's another
What?
fiddler from the roof that's different.
Wow.
Because everybody's their own music, and he's different.
Ah.
He's very sensitive. He's very emotional. He likes to
Wow,
front that he's
very
big and strong. He's
emotional.
like a big giant mush ball.
But you tap into your emotions. You are.
Yes,
You've
you
got a
got to.
really kind, good heart. He doesn't
Yeah.
mean that in a bad way. Slick.
not
It's
at all.
only in the best sense of
Okay.
who you are.
If we had more sticks in the world, we'll be all
It'd be a much
in better
kinder place,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
put it that way.
absolutely. But sometimes being sensitive becomes a withdrawal because, the world's made right now of a lot of
Yes.
sharks.
Oh yeah.
And they can sense, they smell the blood in
Blood
the
in the water.
And if they can manipulate you to think their way, be their way, buy their way, they're going to do it. Unless you stand up and you say, you got to brush that off. And you can laugh about it, you could joke about it. I mean, we have people that walk in here all the time and they just want to vampire the whole back cave. And I laugh. It makes me laugh because it ain't happening. So I love what you're saying. Inner core, inner strength, that we have to get in touch with ourselves a little bit deeper so that we can venture out to do what you're saying to do.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the energy vampires, right? You said the sharks are out to get us. And yeah, there are people that are tapping into who they are, what their emotions are, what they're feeling. And I think it's really important to practice certain things that you could do to avoid and stay in your power. And it's true for adults as well as children to practice certain practices, such as recognizing your own energy, right? Feel into it. If I'm talking to you guys, okay, am I feeling uplifted or am I feeling drained, right? And I'm feeling uplifted. So that's a great thing. I'm still here.
She's still here. An hour later, she's still with
Still
us.
here.
Well, you
So
have a special gift. Okay,
yeah, but we all do.
and there's my point. But you know, it all begins with the first, right? You can't build the great
Right.
pyramids without the first brick.
Exactly. And you know what? I never had a gift. You know, we all call it gifts that we all have. It's innate within us. We just have to open them up or find somebody that can help you open them up, right? Because I never had this until I got into the practice of energy healing because I wanted to tap into how could I use my senses? How could I make them a lot stronger? And that's basically what you're doing. Those are your gifts, making your senses stronger.
You see,
Does that make sense?
you've always had it. You just now recognize it.
Yes.
Hello, and welcome you to you. And all of a sudden, now you're so good at it that you are teaching others to do the same thing.
Yep.
It's miraculous because when I met Dawn a few years ago, I had a real negative reaction to a pharmaceutical, and I shouldn't even be sitting here anymore. And they said this to her and everybody else. But the bottom line here is I said, no, you know what? We're going to change the course, and I'm going to dedicate myself to listening to people like you and what you have brought forward. And we do over 37 shows. The kids, they all do their thing, and they do it in their own style. We don't interfere with any of that. But the strangest thing about what's going on in 2020 is that everything before us that did not work is coming to the front. Everything that you thought was the right way of doing things, not so much. You know, there's the easy way, and then there's the other way. So after so much of doing it the other way, here we are confronted with trying something different. But you've always had this gift. And a gift, the word gift is cousins to the word miracle. A miracle only happens once. A gift happens more than once. And it's like wine that graduates to become brandy, right? You are going to go from gift to being the miracle because there will never, ever be another you. Ever you. Ever. Again, we're all gifts.
Thank goodness.
We're going to try.
One is
Yeah,
enough for me, is
walking
all
wounded.
I can tell you.
I'm going to tell you, you better age more gracefully.
That's a whole nother thing with it. Do you offer coursework? Do you work with people one-on-one?
I do. I actually work with people one-on-one. And so you could all go to NDA, the number 4life.com. And you'll find sessions, you'll find my podcast. I have a podcast called Conversations with Deeple, which we're going to change over to Wellness with Deeple really quickly. And then I also do have the Global Gathering as well as a program where I teach how to become more intuitive. So you can learn to become an intuitive. And if you wanted to do healings and help other people around the world, you can do that too and tap into your own gifts.
I like that.
Let me ask you about that. We work with a lot of healers. I take in people's energy and I don't profess to be a healer, right? I just feel it. It sits in our space. We are clearing everything out. How do you tap into your intuitions and become more intuitive and not take in all of the other stuff? You guys spray me down, I know. That's my energy clearing spray. I'm telling you, Deeple, I try. If we can try it, I will do it. I've tried energy clearing sprays. I've got the doors open. I've got essential oils. I've got crystals because I can't. And then I'll try to do the traditional Tylenol and ibuprofen, and I don't like it. It doesn't do anything either.
Right.
So I sit in the space of looking for ideas and help. Like I think a lot of people, because when you turn to all these over-the-counter things, for me, they don't work. They just give you side effects. And then I've got my mother saying, you should do this, this, and this, and this. I go, Mom, I can't. But there has to be another way. So how do you not continue to take in people's energies?
Right. So basically, I make sure that my space is clear before I even start doing my sessions with clients. And there's a way to clear space without using sage or crystals. Okay. So all you have to do, and I'll give you this tip because I think it's really important for everyone to use, is imagine a beautiful white luminous sheet. And you can make this sheet as big as you want it, but it's under your feet. Okay, so just imagine it under your feet. and then allow it. Just take a moment and just breathe in and out, and just see this beautiful sheet rising and clearing your space. And then allow it to go through the roof of your house or building, wherever you are, and just give it up to your guides up in the sky. Allowing yourself to imagine that and release that energy, whatever is here, you don't need to know what's here. Just know that any low vibrational energy needs to be lifted with this beautiful luminous sheet. It's taking it with it. And then at the end of a session, I make sure to not make sure that my energy is here and that other person, yours is with you. So we disconnect. And I actually lucky. A lot of people will take a shower or a bath, a salt bath.
Yeah.
Right? That's a great way to clear energy too.
But
So
the
there's
bottom,
many
but let me ask you, if you rub your two fingers together, you feel that, right?
Yeah.
You feel this, okay. If I ask you not to take something in and believe that you're not going to, it's not this, it's this. So how do you hold on to something you can't feel? How do you believe in something you can't see? And if you're in your own head, how do you get out of there?
Well, how can you believe in something that you cannot see? Let me ask you this. Can you see your thoughts?
Preach.
Can I see my thoughts? When I create them, no. When I do them, yes.
Right, but you can't see them when you're creating them. You can't, you know they're happening,
Yes.
right? So you believe that it's happening, that these thoughts are happening. So it's the same thing with energy and healing. We know that each and every one of us is energy. We are made up of energy, but we forget that. We think that we are this body, and we're not this body. Okay, so all matter, right? We're solid. That energy is just stuck really close. The volume is really dense. But we're actually energy, and we can feel everyone else. We can tap into, I could feel this desk. I could feel my pet. I can understand what my dog is saying because I'm tapping into that energy. And I have to bring myself to the right brain. See, that creative side of us is in the right brain. What people tend to use is their left brain, which is their logical side. So if you can just shift over to the right, just imagine, like, look at the artists, right? Look at their painting. If you ever look at it's so detailed and you could see every depth of it. It's because they're using that creative side. They're getting out of that logical side of them. And that's what we need to learn to do more now more than ever, because that's going to help you live more consciously. When you can recognize the things in front of you, when you can say, oh, here's my finger, but you're not just using your logical mind to say, oh, here's my finger. You're saying, oh, wow, look at the creases in my finger. Look at the lines in my finger. You're connecting with your finger, right?
It's interesting
Does that make
listening to
sense?
Slick. He's talking about his fingerprints of what the Lord blessed him with. You've
Yeah,
got a
like
whole
I'm like
other
my index is
perspective.
like my index finger is like a very beautiful dexter finger. I mean, I'm blessed with this finger.
See?
I guess the act of believing is the continuity, the consistency of being able to do it.
True.
You ever notice when something bad happens in your life, you condemn everything in your life.
Yes.
You say, it doesn't work. This doesn't work for me. I've seen this with religion. I've seen it with people talking about God. I've seen it with all sorts of things because bad things happen and sort of influence you. And that's what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I don't believe that most of us can really believe that level. It takes a lot of work to stay there. Getting there, I get it. But staying there, you got to be able to do this thing because you always fall back to your bad habits. I don't understand why bad habits are easier to do than easy habits. I don't get it in good habits. I've never understood that. Why do we do that?
That's that mañana effect that you were talking about.
That's the mañana effect. But
Yeah.
why? But why do we choose to do that?
Sometimes we choose that. I think we can feel pain, so we understand pain. But
Really?
yet we don't want it.
Really? So you want to feel pain, so
you don't
can
want to.
understand pain.
You don't want to feel it, but you
You
do
hearing
feel
this?
it.
again, I just.
But I like where Deepo sits a whole lot better than sitting in pain. I really, and I truly believe in so many alternative modalities. We've got 2 great clients that do this. We work with Tracy from Healing Moments. We work with Carmen Care and Energy Work across the street. And it's a different take with this. Because this you do virtually, which means this is where you're not put your hands on somebody. You're not inhaling something, right? You're not massaging. You're not lasering. This is all through energy from North Carolina to anywhere else. What you feel is we're not even in the same state, the same room, anything. But yet
Or the
you're
same
able to help
country.
people. That's an amazing concept.
I would like you to take that walk and see what happens. Again, I believe that you got to constantly keep going at it to make it happen. That's the hardest aspect of anything to do in this business. She's good at it. She changed her life from one stage to another, and now she's teaching other people to heal. You don't learn to heal in 24 hours. It didn't take you one day to get to where you are. So why in the world would you think it'd take one day to get out? It doesn't happen that way. And this virus, we're not going to get over this in one day either. There's no magic pill.
It's true.
So the bottom line here is you got to learn to deal a little bit more. I always said it always comes down to me. Always have. I hold myself accountable for my actions. I hold myself accountable for my thoughts and my wishes and what I want to do. When I'm settling with me, then I can help as many as I can help.
Deepo, I love your sessions. Did you offer, are they packages? Are they individual sessions?
Right. So you could get individual sessions, or you could get a package of 3 or 5.
And how long are they? About an hour?
They're usually 30 minutes. You can add on more time if you wish, but usually 30 minutes. We usually get a lot done in 30 minutes.
I think it's fantastic. Let's give out
Yeah.
your information again.
Yep. And it's anandaforlife.com. It's ANANDA, the number 4, life.com. You just go under healings as soon as you get to that page. And you can also grab a free stress-free relief guide while you're there. It's got some wonderful videos with some tips on how you can relieve stress in 3 minutes or less. And then also you can grab 2 free audios that come along with it.
We have a show called I'd like to have her do a show on some of her tips.
I think it would be very interesting. You're going to have her solo or have her interview?
I'm gonna talk to Deepa. We have a show. We have different platforms besides our show. One is I may have spoken to you about it called BYOB, which is Build Your Own Brand. And actually, someone did it today on Fuego, talking about what it's like to be Hispanic but not speak Spanish. And bring you forward. You have a podcast, but you don't have it on TV. You have it on audio, correct? And we kind of talked about bringing a platform forward for you. I'd like to see it on film because what we see now and what I feel, she's making me cry is what she's doing. So if you're getting to my energy head right here all the way across the United States, I would love to see how many people you can tap into and bring your platform forward that way.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So if you, I must have your phone number someplace. Just email me or Val your phone number and we can give you a call. And set
I will.
that up
That would be
for
amazing.
one morning this week maybe or one afternoon.
It'd be an interesting delivery. I'd like to see how people, I like to advertise a little bit, talk a little bit and sort of sign people up and just bring her in there. I'm intrigued.
And I'll definitely be in the room.
You're interested too. And here's the thing, and when we spoke, Deepo, is I said people
energy.
don't want woo-woo. And people look at me and they look at this and there's no explanations. It's not that we're woo-woo. We're just looking for alternatives to conventional things that may or may not work for people for a variety of reasons. But there's got to be something more. I mean, acupuncture has worked for years for a reason, right? And then, unfortunately, the pharmaceutical company, and there is a place for everything. There is a place for doctors. There is a place for medicine. But then there's a place to add alternative adjunct healing as well. And I would love to add that into the repertoire, our toolbox of what we do, because what we do is offer hope and faith in different things.
That's right. And the pharmaceutical company does have its place.
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for penicillin, God only knows. And if it wasn't for what they're going through right now, looking for a cure to this virus, God help us all. Because sometimes
they've done remarkable things.
I'm a firm believer that things happen to cleanse the earth. And this thing would take care of business in a long heartbeat. They think that 200,000 lives that were lost here, and God only knows the real number on the outside. Talking about a lot of lives. Usually it's a war, but I think that there's no money in war anymore. So they're not going to do it. They just threaten now. But the bottom line here is that everything has a balance. What I like is that you're evening up the shorter end of the stick, where even my doctors now are looking at this because psychologically it works better than any medicine. So it's a good deal. I think it'll be a fantastic view to see what we can do and how far we can push this thing.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'd love-
Fantastic. I look forward to it, Deeple. Thank you so much. Val, thank you for booking and getting all of that together. Way bigger than energy vampires. This is another way to help clear your energy and then maybe help others. Amazing. Thank you so much, Deeple.
Thank you.
Have a great day. We'll stay in touch.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's take a break.
Pretty amazing.
Take a break.
Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I can't believe it's 1:30 already. I kind of like being in the confines of our space again. It makes me feel cozy.
The reason we left here was because of her, and now we're back here because of
Positive
her.
energy. We was just talking to Miss Depot. So, it's
This is
nice right
positive.
now.
Is that what this is?
The bay door's open. Bad vibes are leaving. Good vibes
I'm
are
gonna tell
coming
you, it
in.
makes me very nervous.
You
to have
know?
that bay door open.
Well, you're watching
No,
it.
what? What you think? A cougar's gonna come out? You've been
I've
watching
seen
cougar
that.
videos. That's
I've
why.
seen that.
But we're watching. It's not going to stay open for a whole lot longer, but it's nice. We're a small little intimate group here, and someone keeps coming in and out. Val keeps running back and forth to the door. Val, I texted you the phone number. If she's still here. Let's take a commercial break. 888-994-4995, and we will be right back.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique specializes in integrating scientific and ancient therapies to relieve physical, emotional, and psychological distress. Through the power of touch, coaching, and meditation, clients experience pain relief, relaxation, healing, and detoxification. Contact Healing Moments Wellness Boutique at 561-931-2187 and experience Boca Raton's Healing Haven. Enjoy the benefits of an individualized treatment plan to help find your feelings of peace, complete balance, and wellness. Call Healing Moments today, 561-931-2187, and be rejuvenated.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned into.
Your systems are offline.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome back to the show. I gotta tell you, I kind of like when you do that.
Do you? Wait till
I
Friday.
do.
There's a whole nother one coming.
I know, but today has been one of those days. The theme has been about outward and receiving, and a lot of friends are looking on.
Positive, yeah.
Well, if you don't open the mic, okay, now.
Laws of positive attraction.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was talking to Slick not too long ago, and he just in the other room today, and he says to me, "I'm never getting married."
Yeah, I feel like that right now.
Why?
Because like
Positive attraction.
ladies, to be honest with you, you guys are amazing. But like for right now, I would not. I don't have that in my head right now. So
okay.
Positive attraction.
yeah,
And
positive
then when you
attraction.
get married, you say, "What the hell did I just do?"
No, I'm just gonna see. I'll pick quality. That's why So
I rather pick
yeah,
quantity.
quantity. Quantity can leave you in a lot of debtity.
Levity is going to leave you in deputy no matter what.
A lot of debtity,
When you get married, it's nothing but debt.
I mean, I'd rather pick the quality one than the quantity because I'm trying to tell you.
It's funny when you get married, Valerie. Your life will turn into how do I pay my bills? What is that? Before you get married, you think about.
Don't worry, love. Love will take care of it. Love.
Amit says, "Slick, I gotcha."
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
No, before you
All right,
get married, you think about, okay, we're going to the movies, we're going to a restaurant, we're staying home, we're hanging out. After you get married, is the rent, the mortgage, the insurance, and if you have children,
That's why children don't come around right away.
they come around when you least expect it. I saw a show, you don't raise children, children go through you. And that's the truth, Jack.
You just never know. Amit says he thinks the opposite. What opposite?
Opposite of what?
Opposite of what, Amit? Or unless you want to call in, we can call in, Amit.
What
have
is
you
Amit
on.
talking about?
I don't know.
Can't stay away from
Amit, you got to call in.
I got
What's
you
the phone
under my
number again?
spell.
888-994-4995, Studio A. We don't know what that means.
I
He
don't know
goes,
what it is.
LOL. He believes in marriage. Ah, okay.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
It's okay.
yeah, he does.
Oh, listen, and by the way, I got the divorce attorney number you wanted. Hook you up, baby.
Divorce? No. Amit, don't listen to him. He always talking about divorce. Don't listen to him. They have a perfect, what is it? Him and Jessica, beautiful dynamic,
Oh, he's
if
gonna
I
marry
can,
her?
if I can
Why
have
the hell
something
she
like
marry
that.
him?
He's
I'm
gonna
not
call
saying.
in good
I'm
and
not,
give us a, let's
thank
put up
you.
the number
Why
on the
is she marrying
screen.
him? I gotta get this.
What
all
are
right
you
before he goes.
talking about?
Slick,
That's a
let's
beautiful
put up the number on the
dynamic.
screen. Slick gets
He
distracted.
does. He can't
Yeah, I
do
do,
he can't
because
do things
He
at
gets
It's a
distracted
beautiful-
running the board. Val's like, move over. She's like,
Yeah,
let
she
me take it
definitely-
over.
yeah, she
She's
stiff
like
arm
Teddy
me.
Jr. over here.
Stiff arm me.
I got,
What is
I got
okay?
Val. You want Slick to run the board? You can do some stuff. She's no, I'm going to take care of it this way. I'll do everything else later.
Val is hands on. I'm gonna tell you something. I want to
994-4995.
I want to meet Val's fiance.
She's going to 9 rounds today.
Is he going with
Rounds?
you? I want to meet him.
Why you going? You will.
Don't sound so enthusiastic.
You will. He won't. He won't.
Slick, I want to go out with him one day. You, me, him, Vinny, the boys.
The boys, what we gonna
We're
do?
gonna
What
take
are we
care-
gonna talk
We're
about?
going to take care of business.
What are we gonna talk about?
We're going to
You
talk
leaving?
about.
I got something else I need you to do. You know the banner that we have over there, the big one that people pose in front of the step
The
and repeat?
beautiful banner you made.
We need that in a 3x6, please.
It's going to be put
Feet.
at that door where you're at.
3 horizontal, 6 length.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have that printed. See that doorway you're standing in?
It's gonna be there.
It's going to hang there with grommets.
So,
So those who want privacy when they rent out the theater will have it, and those that don't, it will open up as a curtain. Thank you, sir. Be safe. Drive carefully. Thanks.
and he did 2020 today. What were you guys talking
What'd
about?
you talk about?
Basketball?
We weren't talking about basketball, but basic. Oh, we weren't talking about basketball
Yes,
today.
Were you talking about the Lakers?
Yeah, no,
LeBron?
we were. It was because he was basically Hector doesn't follow sports like I do. So basically we were talking about the GOAT meaning.
Amit's calling Freddie's cell phone.
We were talking about the GOAT meaning, right? So basically,
Go to Connect may not be turned on.
yeah.
The Go to Connect is not turned on. Hold on 1 second.
So basically,
Hold on 1 second.
So basically, the GOAT meaning is greatest of all time.
Yes.
And me and Hector, we grew up where nobody called each other GOAT. We just called them a superstar or MVP.
Who do you think is the greatest basketball player of all time? Of all time.
Be careful with this.
Me, from my perspective, is Allen Iverson. Even though he didn't win a championship, he received a lot of flack from being like I feel like that asterisk that he received in high school followed him in Georgia Tech and then followed him all the way to the league
Well,
to
he
the
was a
point that he
great
was
player,
blackballed.
but do you don't think there were better players than him?
for me, I grew up on them, so it's like
It's different generations,
yeah.
different perspectives.
Well,
No, I respect Jordan and I respect Chamberlain. I respect all of them
was
like
one
that.
of
Yeah,
the greatest, but he was the
Yeah.
biggest guy in the game at the time.
Correct.
How tall was he?
yeah.
8 foot forever.
Literally, he could just throw the ball in
He
on
could just
top
put
of
the-
everybody.
Well, the guys, the other day, I don't know, he or Lakers, 7 feet?
Yeah.
Davis.
Ball
Holy smoke.
And do you believe they gave the MVP
to LeBron.
LeBron?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Chuck, and you agree on this, I must say, he and Aaron, they went, but why? LeBron is LeBron. Why
Yeah.
not the guys who's really had the points?
There, yeah.
If it wasn't for Davis,
they
you
wouldn't
That's
wouldn't
what
get
they
that
all said.
channel,
Chuck and Aaron
yeah.
said the same thing.
What?
Most definitely.
What looks the same?
If it wasn't for AD, LeBron would have never won that.
It should be the same.
Just
AD was a big factor in that.
it was. I think
Big
he
factor
changed
in the whole
game.
playoffs.
And he played a game. That game that he played, he was everywhere. Block
30,
shots.
35
hold, he
points,
said.
block, and everything. He's on hold?
And who do you think's the
Put him
greatest?
in. Me, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Amit, call 888-994-4995.
Call
You're on
again,
hold on
Amit.
Freddie's phone.
Yeah, call again.
There you go.
There he is.
I thought Michael Jordan because he did everything on one team. He left the game and came back and won again. LeBron, don't get me wrong. Everywhere LeBron goes, he makes that team better.
He does.
He demands players.
And
though.
no, he doesn't demand players. I feel like the players see, like the
Where he
Dwight
didn't
Howards,
win.
the J.R. Smiths, the ones that's supposed to start on
Come
another
on,
team,
you and I both
follow
know
the pack.
Orlando wasn't going to win a championship.
Most definitely.
The Pelicans weren't going to win a championship.
Bobcats.
J.R. Smith on the Knicks wasn't going to
Didn't
win
win
a
a
championship.
championship, no.
Right? So they all
Follow so they can get their ring.
That to me is not the greatest.
That's not.
to
That's,
follow the
yeah.
lead, follow a
Can't
leader.
follow.
You gotta go
yeah,
to a team that
most
got nothing.
definitely a leader.
And win. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
But look at the
Used
Marlins.
to
I know it's a
2-0.
different
They're
sport,
done.
but
Forget about it.
I mean, as far as sports, they came back.
He came back to what? You know what? You know, if the Marlins do it next year, I will buy you a cake and eat it in front.
They will do it next year. They
They
do
will
it better
not.
than the
They did it when you
Metropolitans.
guys were little.
Yeah,
When you
they'll
and
do
my
it.
son were little, they went to the
Yeah, they
national
did. Yeah, they
champions.
did win because
Yankees.
I had
Was it?
what is it? My cousin had it framed.
They beat the Yankees.
Was it
Yeah.
the Yankees? Wow.
Felt beautiful, didn't
I
it?
hated the Yankees.
Who's your favorite football player?
Now I have an interesting.
Hello?
Hey,
Yes,
we got
Amit.
Amit on the line. Hey, Amit.
Oh, what's up, guys? I was literally
We
sitting
heard-
in
we
the
heard her in
studio,
the
like,
background. We
taking like
heard
a
her.
lunch break.
You're
And
on a lunch break? Yeah,
I
we're
heard
on a lunch break,
Slick's
too.
voice.
Yeah,
Let me
Slick
see.
is very
That
smart.
sounds better this way. So, well, Slick, do you hear me?
Yeah. I got you.
So, what is this you got going on now about marriage and
Oh,
I
because
heard
right
that,
now, I'm trying to find quality. So, mostly I'm talking in and out with women. Not saying I'm like a player or something. I'm just talking, just
That's
conversation.
exactly
talking.
what he's saying.
I'm not a player.
Getting
Like
played.
I'm not
basically
a
like
player. I just want quality because Freddie says he want quantity, but quantity leaves you in debtity, and I don't even know how you survive. on
quantity will put you
and
quality
quality
puts
leave you
great.
lonely.
Say that again. Say that again.
I don't know. I was saying because when you started bringing it up, and you guys started bringing up marriage, and I was like, oh well. I'm sitting here with Jessica and Sergio because we're helping people with unemployment
Oh, hey,
right now.
Sergio.
We're
Hey,
taking a lunch
Jessica.
break, and I hear marriage, and I'm just like, well, we're sitting here. That was our topic. We were talking about, and
You
well, our
talking about
take
getting
on it.
married?
Yeah, you're saying like how does that work? Does it get easier when you get married? Like with
Is it?
finances,
Yeah, don't.
life, how does life go on and stuff like
Don't.
that?
Don't get married. Don't get married.
See, my mom says the
Listen to
same
him.
thing.
He's
My mom's
just
on her
bitter,
third
right?
marriage right now.
Your mom's on her third marriage?
Mom, you see, but it's a business.
Yeah.
The problem is that marriage right now is a business. Jessica, my condolences.
Yeah.
But the bottom line here is if you want to, just keep it going. You can always get
No,
married.
but if they have both the same positive frequency,
Yeah, so live together. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
What's wrong
like
with
me and Jessica. I mean, like that's where our heads at. We believe in it, But this is this is the way we were brought up, Like we were just brought up that way, like on both ends of our family, to find someone you value and you cherish and you want to
Most
be
definitely.
with, and and build together. And that's what we have. And I think that's what's mainly about. Like, for us, like to get married, like especially now during these times, because that's all we've been getting is like wedding calls. But it's all about, really connecting with that person, like wanting to share that moment with people. I think, that's what the whole marriage thing comes in these days.
Yes.
That's what it really is, A piece of paper, I don't really believe in the piece of paper, to be honest, but I do believe in the marriage concept.
Correct.
Yeah, so listen, you know what? Admit, get married tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do
You
it.
got my
Go ahead,
angels
go
on
ahead.
Let's do it. I'm
Do
married
it.
right
You
now.
got my angels on the mic.
Get married right now?
Get married right
I'm
now.
on the way to the courthouse right now.
That's right. Go get it. Go get it done.
I mean, for me, on marriage right now is a hard pass. So, baby, it'll never happen.
So
no, for sure.
If
now,
Miss Right came through
it's
that
not
door,
for everybody.
Slick will be married. Don't listen.
No,
to him.
I feel like I'll be head over heels, but that'll be lustful.
So
you would think I'll go into a relationship very
you're 90% lustful.
Oh no, not at all. I have to see past the lust.
Do you think it's different ages? You want to get married when you're young, but when you're older, you just think, I don't want to get remarried at this point. I'm very happy just do it. But then it becomes a business.
It is a business.
When you're older, it's more of a business because who's got the prenup? Who's got a better settlement if it's a remarriage? Who's got stipulations on alimony? And then it's a whole other thing.
If she's loaded,
this and that.
Yeah, but she may not get the alimony if she gets remarried.
No,
so.
if she's loaded, I'm all in. It ain't a business. It's love. I love you, baby. If she ain't loaded, if she ain't got the moolah, I'm all out. I'm just being honest.
Slick could never run a board.
Why are you on the floor? That's all I'm saying.
Because I be feeling that way sometimes too,
When you're paying that $500 dinner bill,
and she's
she
like
says,
over
I'll
rich.
see you sometime
If she's like over rich, I think I'm in love.
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
Admit they are funny.
I'll tell you this.
Admit we're only playing. Tell Jessica we don't feel that way at all.
Back to what you're saying though, I was having a similar conversation with Vinny the other day about, types of women that we meet in our life and stuff like that. Just guys, this is how we talk to them. And I was fine. I was telling them, like, you never meet a girl at the club. I was explaining this to both of them. We're all talking about this.
Really?
Yeah.
You never meet a girl at the club.
I was explaining, like,
you mean for like a
never,
long-term commitment?
Never.
Yeah, never.
Listen, I meet my girls at Kimura Steakhouse. I meet my girls at Publix. I meet my girls in the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Yes.
But not at the club.
Oh, because
that's like the guys' rule.
In the club atmosphere.
Now,
correct me if I'm wrong, Mick. In the club atmosphere, they already have like probably several drinks in them. They probably were not in the mood to get in a relationship at the same time. They're just there to have a good time. So there's no need for you to think that you're gonna have a relationship with the girl that you see at the club. If you probably seen that same girl at the club at Publix, may try to approach her then because she wasn't even expecting.
So why don't you just tell the chick at the club, let's go to Publix so we could talk?
Not at all.
The problem, I'm going to tell you what the problem is.
Because I'm there to have a good time as well.
When you go to a club and you hit on a chick, you know how many guys are hitting on this one chick?
Oh, yeah, we see.
She can have a pick of anything she wants.
They had to kick out a guy when I went out with with the Mitt. No, Mitt was spinning. They had to kick out a guy because he was.
Slick, play to your strength.
Oh, me?
Yeah, ignore. Say, hey, listen, honey, I ain't got time for you.
Oh, it's easy.
I gotta move on to another one.
Oh, most definitely.
When you ignore them, the more you ignore,
the
more attention.
The more they walk by. I noticed.
And then you say to her, listen, if I met you in Publix, just use a crazy line. If I met you at Publix, we would talk. Right now, this is a good time.
Biggs.
That's it.
But the club atmosphere is really distorted, so I wouldn't meet him at the club. It is distorted. Music festival.
I see some friends of mine. They go to the club. They come out with 5 or 6 chicks.
Yeah, but that's not marriage.
That's not marriage.
That's
like.
Slick's not.
That's not marriage.
That's short term.
I'm not looking for marriage. I'm looking for quality.
I'll tell you what. If I wrote a book about every time I entered a booth in West Palm Beach for the last 5 years, I'll probably be the richest man in the world with all the stories I can tell you, all the secrets that really go on in a club. Like, I study people. That's why I'm a successful DJ. That's what I tell people, because I study people, what they like, the way their body moves, their language. That's why I consider myself an open format artist. And when I study people, I'm studying these women in the club and watching them, and the way they come up to you and they talk to you, and it's just, you can see, like, dude, it's all lust. Like, like you're saying, it's just all lust. It's just in the moment, the spur of the moment. And those moments really get us,
Yes. Hey,
and confuse us.
Amit, Mister, how many women went into your booth?
I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
A lot.
That's what I thought. That's okay. You ain't gotta
You know-
answer that. No,
you
you
know,
ain't gotta answer that.
you know what's crazy?
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
You
Jessica
so-
said that. We move on.
I was gonna tell him hard pass. You
Hard
gotta ask him
pass.
that question.
I gotta
Well,
tell you.
Jessica's here right now. You know,
I gotta
Jessica can tell you her experience.
Don't get yourself in trouble. I had DJ friends, and there was no room in the booth because there was a lot of
Never.
women in the ear. I tell you. And there was a lot of champagne, a lot of wine, a lot of. That was the mark to be the DJ. I don't know about now, but in the day, DJ calling card was, you want to hang out in the booth with the DJ?
It's like sitting in the front of the monorail.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
like the train
Yeah,
in
hell
front of the
is
train,
that?
like the first card in the train.
You sit in the front?
Yeah.
What?
Or like having a
DJ's
skybox.
Yeah,
Or
the
having a
DJ's like,
skybox.
being a skybox. To be with the DJ, it's like sitting in the front car of the monorail. You're it. You know the DJ?
Yeah.
It's better than knowing the
hell is that,
bartender.
the front of the cart of the monorail. What is that?
Ever been
There's
on the
something-
monorail in Disney World?
Yeah.
You've ever been in the front car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We go, I
That's
got
true.
the front car of the monorail.
Yep. I was gonna say we are the most. I always tell everybody, the DJ is the most important job in every establishment because we make or break what's gonna make you money in those venues
You make or break a party.
just by keeping people
No,
there.
no, I get all
Yeah,
that. I'm just talking
that's
about
what it
the
is.
booth. I ain't talking about the aspect of it. That's the booth. And the bigger the booth, the more the talent. That's another name for that, Mr. Digit, but we'll leave that alone. So let me get this right. This monorail thing is really intriguing.
Yeah.
So I go to the front. I've been to Disney, but I didn't run to the front of the monorail.
You ever take your kids?
Whatever. I took Freddie.
Gio's ever been to
Gio
Disney?
when we was older with me and Linda. Yeah, we didn't go to the front of the
Well,
monorail.
because you didn't have little kids then.
What difference does it make?
Your little kids want to be in the front of the train.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
We're talking about dating here. You're talking about train.
No, I'm talking about just the platform of it's like a thing
Just
that's
the feel.
a feel of
Because
wow.
exclusivity, there's so much DJs that will allow you to go in their booth.
Exactly.
Every DJ will allow.
It all
talent
depends.
To go, and it'll depend on.
It all
nothing.
depends on the
If you're a
DJ.
DJ and
Not
you
me.
allow women in your booth, I want you to call me and we'll put you on the air.
It all depends
'Cause you
on the
was an oddity.
DJ. I seen DJs that were dry, like nobody was behind
I
them,
don't
no nothing. He was on a high platform, but yeah.
It's
no
either
nothing.
guys or girls. It depends on what the DJ is. But I'm gonna tell you that
Guys
booth
or
saw
girls?
action,
Wow.
baby. That was the place to be. That was the front of the train.
Front of the train. Yeah, it definitely was. But you can't meet them at the club though.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can. You just ain't gonna go
No.
deep.
I'm telling
Never
you, if
worked
you were
out.
my age and I'll show you like the opening gates to it, you wouldn't. Yeah, it'll be a dud.
God, you
DUD.
know, I wish.
It'll be a
I'm not gonna
DUD.
say nothing.
I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson the hard way. It only took one time. Short story. There was a girl that I met through a friend that used to come see me at the club that I knew for a long time, and I liked her and she liked me, and there was too much baggage on her end. You know, like I only knew what I knew her when she came to see me DJ, and then that was it, little by little, getting to know her and stuff like that. At the end of it, it just left me heartbroken on Valentine's Day. Like I went all out. I was like, oh, like this is a nice girl. Like, ooh, I really want to go all out for her. Came to her house. I cooked. I bought her a nice Pandora like bracelet. Like, you know, and this is like a year of like going back and forth trying to like be something with her because she had baggage on her end, and she left me. And like, oh my God, like Valentine's Day was amazing. The next day, girl went ghost. Next month, she had a new boyfriend.
Ruthless.
But you know, it's what I keep telling you, Amit. The only things you remember, the things you bought her, the things you took her, the money behind the deal. But this is what I'm telling you. It's a business. You gave, she took. You can't blame her.
Yeah.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
It's
keep
not
your
like-
receipts. Just keep your receipts.
Exactly.
Just keep your receipts. Now, you know where she's at. Go see her and say, listen, can I get my gifts back?
There
Is
you
that
go.
a thing?
Bigs. Oh,
It's fun.
Oh no, I feel like it's not a thing because I ain't asked for the rings back.
Can I get a ring? I love
Oh
you.
yeah,
Nah, man. She was nickeling and
I'll
diming the
never
last
ask for
relationship.
anything back.
So don't worry
You know,
about it. It's
being
the
from an
memories.
Indian culture, we don't ever ask for things.
You're
It's a business, bro. It's a business. You remember
Yeah,
what you spent.
it's totally a business.
It's a business. Now, if you meet somebody and you get through that 7-year itch thing, and you keep going to that, and you keep going, then you look at maybe you got a winner here. But people change every day.
Most
and with
definitely.
viruses
Yep.
and all sorts of illness around you, you're going to change double.
People change. People are changing more and more.
Yes.
And that's
Not easy.
unfortunate. It's
Yeah.
not easy to be young.
It's not.
Not easy. All right, thanks, Amit. Say hi to Jessica and Serge.
Oh well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Told you can't meet a girl in the club.
It's funny because Teddy met
pass.
Michael at a club.
That's why I was like, why don't you meet girls at a club?
Because girls are vicious animals.
They are vicious animals.
We are, but
Girls,
Especially-
you know what it is? You got the game by the hand. You're going to decide what you want, what you don't want. You're going to throw the F word out, which is friendship, or you're going to crash and burn. You're going to take advantage. You're going to take in the
Bigs.
gifts. You're going to say goodbye and the yikes and the ghosts.
Yeah.
Women have the upper hand. And whoever tells me they don't, they're so full of donkey dust. It smells.
Bigs.
We definitely have the upper hand. There's no doubt about that.
See that? So it's not only clubs. You can get dumped anywhere.
True. But I feel like you have a higher percentage to meet quality, like doing your day-to-day stuff. Like I would say jogging, because I used to like jogging, but there's no good jogging trails around here besides
There's one
snakes
with
and
a cougar
alligators.
on it.
I'm good. I'll pass. I'm good.
Now you work.
But I met a lot of I met a lot of like when I was upstate. I used to jog, and I met like I wasn't trying to meet girls in these trails or like these hiking trails, but I met them to the point that we linked up.
You
on
work in a
trails.
great place.
Yeah,
You work in a
walks
great place
there.
to meet girls.
most
Yes.
definitely. Yeah.
You go over to the paint department. Women don't know how to paint.
Oh no, they don't.
They don't. He said, "Listen, let me see how this color looks on you." Things like that. You
Oh yeah,
get
you can
hooked up
play it
every
off.
day.
Yeah, you
So
can play
what's
it
the
off.
problem?
Oh, there's no problem.
You dating from
What?
Asian?
From Home Depot?
Yeah.
Oh no, she kind of broke my heart because
Again?
she kind of
Bro,
broke
put
my
some
heart.
Scotch tape on your heart.
She kind of broke my heart. She kind of broke my heart because I was talking to her like she was a I was talking to her nice, but in actuality she had somebody else. It's
So what?
unbelievable.
You
She
ain't
didn't
there-
tell me.
Listen, you ain't there to buy, you're there to rent.
She didn't tell me.
So what?
She
I got
gotta
a
tell me.
boyfriend. Good. That's not inviting.
No, but I
him.
asked
Come
the
here.
question. I'm like, so are you even talking to someone? She's like, no, but she broke my heart.
But she was talking to you.
So time to move on.
How long were you talking to her?
I'll say I was talking to her for a month and a half.
What?
Yeah.
Month and a half. That was a invitation to. Do you want to come to my place?
She never asked. She never allowed that.
So why didn't you go to her to your place?
I should have asked that.
A month and a half. She probably thinks
I should have asked
she
that.
probably thinks you're gay or something.
I should have asked that. No,
You never
no.
asked
She
that?
already know. She already know.
got a
She was.
migraine.
She already knew. But I never asked that. You're right about
You
that.
know, your place is the entire Atlantic Ocean.
I
You
forgot
go from the
about
Keys
that.
to Orlando, you got beach.
I forgot about that.
How does he forget about
I
it?
He lives
forgot
with his
about
mom
that.
and his brother. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a problem.
Forgot
Okay, we
about
gotta
that.
get rid of that because that sounds like the ocean coming into the studio. I don't know what the hell that
His mom and his brother,
Yeah.
right?
What? That
How's
makes
it
no
No,
sense.
I know. I just forgot. I just forgot about that because I could have. My mom would have fixed something out. My brother, he would have minded his own business. It would have been a nice night.
It would have been a nice night.
Yeah.
How'd you forget about that option?
It's because I was so busy with her conversations. I always forgot about the whole I always forget about the whole situation. I think she infatuated me a lot. I was just confused. Girls do that to me sometimes. I'm
They confuse
confused.
him.
Yes. I leave out the conversation like question mark. What did she just say to me?
They leave him bewildered.
Slick is like the Twilight Zone.
I'm so serious. I leave with question mark conversations with girls. I'm trying to. Oh no, I'm talking to. Not trying to talk to.
How
but
can
I'm
you
trying
leave with question marks? A woman is like a human being. You talk to her, ask her the same questions, in and out, go, go, go. What's the problem?
I don't think it's like drive through like that. Me? Dragging.
He likes to what?
Drag?
He likes to have the conversation.
Most definitely.
Enjoy the company.
Yes.
Enjoy the food.
Yes, you have to.
Does the
enjoy
girl have to
atmosphere.
kiss you first, or you kiss
Oh
her?
no, I kiss her first.
Then
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it because the biggest fear is kissing a woman for the first
Oh
time.
no.
Is that true?
You gotta go for it.
You gotta go for
You
it.
gotta go for it.
Yeah,
Because
so-
if you waiting for her to do it,
But
she's
you
waiting for
forgot
you
to
to do
invite
it.
her over to a nice.
I
secluded
forgot
rendezvous.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
most definitely.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
You make no sense.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, ladies. Next
That's
time
why
I'll
I tell
invite
you, if you meet somebody, right, nice
Yes.
girl, bring her to your show, invite
Yes.
her in, meet the gang. Everybody's gonna be respectful.
Yes.
She sees you a little something, something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there's a lot of nothing out there.
You right about that.
Right? So you show a little something, something. You do you.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta say, would you like to come to my caspa?
Casa. Yes. Casa.
Oh, what?
Casa.
Casa.
Mi casa.
Welcome
Do you
to
want
my
to come to mi casa?
The Casbah?
Yes.
I know Casa, but he's got another word for it.
Yeah.
Casbah.
That was a song or a
Casbah.
movie. What was that?
It was a cartoon.
Thank you. That was like so 80s. By the way, Dancing with the Stars last night was 80s style.
Oh, I saw it. I turned it off.
No,
No.
but that was, you just made me think of that.
I turned it off because I was gonna throw up.
Chelsea
You
kept
know-
texting me, Mom, those are your clothes. Mom, that looks like you. Mom, you would wear that. Thank you.
Chelsea, take it easy. Do you know what Slick's other issue is?
What?
Everybody thinks Slick is the coolest being on earth.
He is.
So he's raised the bar.
Me?
Yes.
I be myself.
No,
I'm
you
100%
raised the bar.
myself.
You got to come out with the most clever responses. Because if you don't, it's plain crash.
Yeah, I noticed that. But like, I what is it? I be myself 100%. So it's not. I can't say I'm cool, but that's.
But you act cool.
I try.
You dress cool.
That's me. I mean, that's me. I mean, that's always.
But
been
you got to
me.
come up with the one-liners. You got to be quick on the draw.
I'm not quick on the draw. I know me. Yeah, I'm never quick on the
not
draw. I'm not quick on the
You
draw.
got to be quick, especially nowadays. Women are just.
It's like buying a
Definitely.
house. You got to put a bid on it, or someone else is going to outbid you.
Most definitely.
You know the signs that they put out front that says
We are
house
like
for
property,
sale?
real estate. We're high level real estate.
Okay. Do you
That
know?
and the monorail. What does lady do to my head, by the way?
I don't know. Scramble your brain.
Prime real estate.
You remember the sign? You know the
Yeah.
signs they put out in front of the house? It says house
For
for
sale?
sale.
Yes. Yes.
It's like a big sign.
Yes.
I bought my first house, and I sat on the corner to watch how many people took the phone numbers. And this is an old house in a great neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, what am I going to do to buy? How do I get this house? So I went and I stole the sign. And I left my business card on the door. If you want your sign back, call me. So the lady called me. She says, do you have my sign? I go, yes, and you ain't getting it back unless you show me this house. So I went with my ex-wife's best friend. And she was 6'2", long blonde hair. We go in, we look at the house. She says, what do you think? She says, I want the house. I'm going to put in the offer or whatever. And I call her, can I go one more time to take measurements? Because I'm getting this house. And she goes, and I take Michelle. I take a second lady, a different lady. It was the best friend, and then I took Michelle to see the house. And the lady now is saying, what the hell is going on here? Right? I'm playing with her head. I go home, Freddie wins the bid. I go to the closing, what do you think she asks? What are the two women in your life? And I says, I did that because I needed this house, and I knew you would forget me among the hundreds. And she looked at me. She says, you're absolutely right. Do you know that I did business with that realtor for 17 years?
Wow.
It's a
Good.
true story. So change the angle.
I might have to, guys. I might
Wear
have to,
shoes that
ladies.
light up.
Oh no, that's
We're healing.
no.
Hard
That's
pass?
2 or 3 years old, 5 years old. No, a hard pass. Yeah,
But
hard
they're going to
pass.
say you're young at heart.
No, it's okay. I am not
You got to
wearing
bring the
Heelys.
line.
I'm sorry. They were trendy. No, they was not trendy when I was growing up, but I was not. I'm sorry, ladies. They were trending, but ladies, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm
See,
gonna
I
have
would
to change
walk in
up
the club
the.
and says, you think this is trendy or
situation.
not? And they say, no, you got to take it off.
You
I
know
ask
what
for $500.
Heelys are? You know what
Don't
Heelys.
make a difference.
This thing, the things that roll,
Roller
like
skates.
the roller skates. No, hard pass. Big one. No,
I got
hard
barely a
pass.
wheel.
Hard pass.
I would tell them, can you spin my wheel?
Hard pass.
And on that note, have a great day,
Spin
everyone.
my wheel.
Let's spin her.
This
Yeah,
ain't no
spin
better
his
than the
wheel.
one you told me falling in this morning. Check that morning show out.
Quotes according to Freddie. You were in the show. You don't even remember. No.
You see, it's the things you say, and then there are the things you hear.
Yeah. Like
Have a
Jimi
great day,
Hendrix.
everyone. Thanks for joining us. Deepal, more with Deepal Shah. You can find her on the show, and we will put her website as well. Everything is posted on the show. She's in my head. All I can tell you. Have a great afternoon. It's a little warm in here. Be safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow.
And get your rhythm up. That's the quote of the day. Get your rhythm up. Get it going. don't lock down. You know what?
Raise your
see you
energy.
tomorrow. Raise your energy. Don't be late. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.